Hello everyone. Welcome to Shreda's newsletter and the podcast, our show called Minimalist Techie. Appreciate you being here so we can connect weekly on interesting topics. If you're new here, just add your email. This is my newsletter, so you can directly get this newsletter directly into your inbox. Or you can just subscribe to the show Minimalist Techie or Apple Podcast, Spotify, or YouTube podcasts. Or you can just come to this particular site. All the hyperlinks are already available. If you subscribe to this particular newsletter, you can directly get this particular audio podcast or the newsletters what I write directly to your inbox. So this weekly newsletter is mostly about the article, books, videos, etc. I read or watch, or my views on different topics which revolves around my head during the week. So let's begin this week's topic. Not sure if my anxiety is talking this topic, but I'm little emotional nowadays, and this is a common topic which revolves around my head. So let's get deep dive into it. So today's topic is about the people who push you are the ones who actually believes in you. So I'm not gonna talk about some dentist trying to push you in order to get your work done. So I'm just talking about the people who normally support you, right? So I'm talking about those people who are pretty supportive to you, so that you can understand from their perspective and your perspective and what are the misunderstandings, right? That's the reason the people who actually push you are the ones who believe in you. See, first we need to talk about whenever some other person trying to push you, uh, forget about whether you believe in them or not, right? Or you don't believe in themselves, or whether they are believing in you or not. First of all, you need to understand why growth often feels so uncomfortable, right? Most of us likes encouragement in our life. We like praise. We like people who tells us you are going to do great. Just relax. But real growth really comes from the comfort. Yeah, think about it. Every major transformation in life, career, health, confidence, independence, starts with discomfort. See, learning something new feels very awkward. Being pushed feels annoying at times. Being challenged can feel very personal, right? That's where the confusion starts. We often mistake care of another person for a control, or expectation for a pressure, and their belief for criticism. So, but the truth is very simple and uncomfortable. People who truly believe in your potential don't let you stay back at all. They don't let you stay stuck too. See, the difference between pressure and the belief, not everyone who pushes you is doing it for the right reasons. But not everyone who pushes you is against you either. Do understand that. So let's separate these two things. There is a toxic pressure which comes from ego. It focuses on comparison, ignores your limits, makes you feel very small. Compare the same thing with belief driven challenge. Belief driven challenge actually comes from a long term thinking. It focuses especially on your independence. The belief driven challenge wants you to stand on your own feet. May feel tough at the beginning, but it aims to make you a much stronger person. People who believe in you see what you could become, not just what you are today. And that gap between today and the potential of you reaching to the next level is very uncomfortable thing in the life. So if you are past that, then why we resist being pushed? That's because it's a psychology of a resistance. See, most people often don't resist effort, they resist responsibility. See, being pushed means you can no longer blame circumstances. You can no longer wait for the right time to begin a new job or wait for the right time to study a new subject, whatever it is, right? You can no longer stay dependent on someone else. So, the growth removes all the excuses which are actually halting you, which are making you stuck at the same place. The growth removes those excuses, and I agree that's very scary. When someone pushes you to, especially to learn a new skill, to become independent, maybe asking you to get a job, right? Earn your own living, want to enable you to build your own confidence. It silently says you are capable of more. Please understand this very carefully, especially someone who supports you, next person next to you. When someone pushes you in order to learn a new skill or become an independent, earn your own living, or giving enablers to build your own confidence, it silently says you are capable of more. But if we don't believe that ourselves yet, it feels like an attack. So instead of asking, why is this person pushing me? We react with, why can't they just let me be? See, support doesn't always look gentle. Movies and the social media show support as very soft words, constant validation, no confrontation. But real life support is very different. Real life support looks like teaching you the things you avoid, repeating lessons you didn't take seriously, holding you accountable when you procrastinate, expecting effort even when the motivation is damn low. The irony is, people who care the least will never challenge you. They will let you drift, they will let you drown, they will let you stay dependent, they will let you settle for the less. Because pushing someone takes energy, patience, and a emotional investment is needed. And one of the most common misunderstanding is assuming motives. So the biggest misinterpretation is they are pushing you. If you think that they are pushing you, they are doing this for their benefit. So people often think this, that someone is pushing in order for their own benefit. They want control of my life. They are doing it for this for money. They are benefiting from my effort, or they are being very selfish. But most of the time, the truth is simpler. They don't want you to struggle later. They see the future risks. They are seeing already the future risk as financial dependence, skill gap, a loss of confidence, missed opportunities. So they are trying to prevent that very early before any skill gap or you lose confidence or any missed opportunities or financial, you lost your complete financial independence, right? So they are trying to prevent that early on. See, short term discomfort versus the long term regret. So that's the choice which you have to make. You want to live the life with a long term regret, or you want to restrain, show some less resistance, live with certain short term discomfort, then move on your life with a complete financial independence, having pretty great learning skill set, growth mindset, right? Build a much more confidence, achieve so many number of, gain each and every opportunity which is coming on your way, right? Push yourself up the ladder in the career too, right? See, the silent cost of not listening early on. Let's talk about the consequences, not emotionally but practically. When people ignore Those who push them, the, your skills remain stagnant, you'll get stuck, your confidence will get lost, your options in life will shrink, your dependency will always grow. And years later, when the life forces change, say a job loss or getting into financial pressure, getting into health issues, family responsibilities, they wish someone had pushed them earlier. A growth delayed is not a growth which is avoided. It's a growth made very harder. So this is not something I'm talking about someone to just to get a job. Someone is pushing you to get a job, or this is applicable to multiple phases of your life. If someone is pushing you every day, teasing you to please come to the gym, let's go for a run, right? Which means simply pick up your shoes, go to a gym, have your good run for 30 minutes, do some workout for 20 minutes, right? You want to live for discomfort for a couple of days, maybe a week, then instead of rather you want to live your life for a long term regret, right? So you need to make sure you're receiving the support the right way. When someone pushes you, ask yourself, are they consistent? People who believe in you don't give up right after one conversation. People who pushes you, do they invest time in you? Not just words like teaching, guiding, correcting, because all of those things requires a great effort. Are they pushing you toward independence, financial independence, or living your health within a great health, right? So real belief aims to make you a very self-sufficient, not a dependent person, rather the independent man or a independent woman. Are they okay if you eventually don't need them? That's the biggest sign of the genuine intent. If their intention to push is to make you self-sufficient and independent, eventually you don't need them, right? That's their genuine intent in order to make yourself independent. If the answer is yes, even if the delivery isn't perfect, just listen to this particular podcast. If my slang is a little bit here and there, I'm gonna leave the notes, which took me more than 3 hours in order to put in a very concise bullet by bullet. So for the ones doing the pushing, how to do it without breaking the relationship. Let's talk about the other aspect as well. This is very important too. If you are the one who is challenging others, communicate why, not just what, right? Separate the expectations from the emotions. Give space for the learning curves. Accept that the growth has its own timeline. Push within a patience always. Challenge without any humiliation. Believe in the others without controlling them. And most important thing, understand not everyone will appreciate your feedback immediately. Some realizations arise year later, which is okay. Final reflection is growth is a shared journey. Every strong person you admire had someone who didn't let them quit, someone who asked more from them, someone who believed they did. Growth is rarely a solo journey. The people who challenge you aren't the people who challenges you aren't the obstacles. They are mirrors showing you what you're capable of becoming one. Please understand, growth is rarely a solo journey. And one day when you look back, you may realize the pressure which the person put on you wasn't a punishment, it was a preparation. My final words: not everyone who pushes you is against you. Sometimes they are the only ones who believe you are capable of more than you currently see in yourself. I'm not sure if I conveyed what I wanted to pass on. Maybe when I wrote multiple points related to this particular post, maybe emotionally I was thinking about too many people in my mind, more than 20 years of my lifetime, different people who helped me, who pushed me, whom I said no, whom I said yes, right? I took like more than 2 decades amount of my life lessons and try to push, because this is the most important thing. When someone is trying to help you, please make sure you are not just challenging others, right? It's, you have to make sure that the expectations are very clear. You are making the other person understand that you are there to help them in order to make them financially independent, right, or have a great life, right? So I'm going to leave the notes for sure. Please look into the newsletter notes, go by bullet point. Please read multiple times in order to remind yourself. That is all for this week. See you again. Do let me know in the comments or reply me over the email to share what is your view on this particular podcast. So share, like, subscribe, whatever these days kid says. Stay connected, share ideas, and spread happiness. Bye bye.